Nights in white satin, lifelong fairy friend. Seek outside Vilna, a queen to defend. Hourglass coven, three to a ball. You will lead allies, answer valor's call. Look above you, yes, above you, above you. We are on. Look, I'm down to one monitor. I've had two since every time we played. On. Look, I'm down to one monitor. I've had two since
what happened to the other one?
Every time we played. I had to return it. Got a new job. So I had one for working from home, but it meant I brought it, for work and so on. So it means I'm alt-tabbing all over the place, going berserk between windows. But looking forward to tonight's session. In fact, I'm so looking forward to it. I logged on at this time last night.
Yeah.
All ready to go, rushing around. Kids were off. Anyway, and I'm sitting there, no one's logged in. Oh, okay. No worries. That means I've got plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Lots of time.
Yeah. And I'm just having a look on screen. Motherhorn. So I don't. We simulated that everyone was here last week. It was just other people were doing other parts of the adventure or just travelling all together. I think Ungo and Slatney, you were here last session.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Celeste wasn't. Well, yep. Celeste was. Nicole wasn't.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, for a bit of a recap, if we go back, just a high-level view for anyone listening or watching, the group is now travelling through the third of the three hag domains, Yon, which is a rocky, mountainous realm blasted by continuous lightning and storms. You have recently attained level 6. There were two sort of groups of fey creatures, Brickenox, these tiny little piggish miners, and Kored, the sort of like a satyr, looks like a squat satyr, with dancing in the rain, and they have this sort of Stonehenge type place where they all hang out, but they're stone type nature creatures rather than woodsy forest ones. Also one. Both of them had a bit of a beef with Endelyn Moongrave, the hag of this realm, and both of them thought the others were supporting her, and so they were sort of at odds and at risk of coming to blows. And you managed to broker peace and help them to see that they have common cause. And the Brickenox in their mine have access to a tunnel that can lead underneath Motherhorn and up through the bottom. You had also encountered a wagon. I think that wasn't last session, the session before. Creepy little wagon with a puppet show, and it was a puppet show of yourselves. All the 6 of the party members were little marionettes dancing, and it acted out the different scenes and things that have happened to you since being in this realm. And you were gifted with an invitation to come and perform a next a performance for Enderlyn Moongrave in her theatre. So you've got these tickets. Thinking back, I think with the current plan, you might have to help me out here, Ungo and Slapney. I think the plan that the Brigganocks have got really good hearing, because that's why they were so antagonised by the mining, picks and hammers and things of the Brigganocks. But they've got really good hearing, and they've got a whistle type thing, and because you guys have got this interpretation, I think the plan was to go into Motherhorn and somehow do the play or performance or whatever, and ingratiate yourself to Enderlyn, because the reward for those who please her is a private audience. She often likes to have a chat with the greatest of thespians that visit her.
Yes, that's right.
I think that's right.
That's pretty much it.
However, if the shit hits the fan, and no doubt it will. I have no, but we shall see. We'll have to try and be a little bit optimistic here. You can blow the whistle, and these Brigganocks have, and the Corred, the Corred primarily, are all going to be thronging in this tunnel, and they're going to, similar to the plan that you had with in Thither, the forest domain, but that one didn't quite work out. I think you tried to take on all the soldiers and everything before the distraction ruckus was triggered.
Yep.
But this time you've got a decent whistle and beings with incredible hearing. They'll no doubt hear it and rush up. And so this, you can see on the map, I think I've got I'd given you a handout not too long ago.
And we lost Clapperclaw as well, didn't we?
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
Yes.
To clear
the fight with the flaming skulls.
Yes. So the party, I think where we left off the time before last, was where you were trying to clear the way to this tunnel, which was blocked by creatures under, guarding a bridge to where their great seer and elder had his hermitage. And so as the party was started to scout out this rickety bridge under these glowing rock chasm, 3 flame skulls, flaming undead ex-wizards, floated out and angrily started fireballing and flinging fire and magic missiles and shield spells and all the rest. So there's this huge fight over a chasm. Very difficult to get to them when they can fly. And when the party was channeled onto a bridge, they could come down and do line type spells. But poor little Clapperclaw, made of highly flammable straw, got caught in a fireball and was completely incinerated. And so, so Clapperclaw is no more. There was a bit of a send-off and sorrowful feast in his honour. And that's why you've had this rest before heading off towards Motherhorn to get to the final place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With a vengeance in our hearts.
Exactly.
Mm.
And then we found a way home.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to tell us about...
I missed a lot.
Do you want to elaborate about that one for us, Ungo?
Oh, we went after this elf prince, and he'd been sort of tricked by Enderlyn, and we helped him with his curse by fighting some enemies and helping him light some fires. And that resulted in a portal that would take him to his home world, but also theoretically should be able to take us back to our world when we're done.
Mm. Yeah, 6 peritons the party had to fight, which is a little bit dangerous if they can grab you and then lift you up and drop you from a height. And some of the fighting was going on at 200 feet up in the air on these pillars. Yeah, so you've got a way home potentially around a lake from within yon And if I bring your attention to the handout that you should see on screen, no. My mouse is playing up. What's going on? There we go. So you can see Motherhorn is a castle atop a tall promontory attached to the top of a high cliff, which again is just a rise coming out from the mountain range, ringing yon. And all this lightning that gets channeled across the domain seems to end here. There's some sort of large open framework lit with these softly glowing lights. And there's the traditional keep type stuff. And it looks like there's some sort of bridge or platform or winches and things jutting out from, where it might be, 1,000 feet below.
Is it like a stage?
Yes.
So like if you're on that stage, you can tip up. Is that how that works?
You're not sure. There's some sort of mechanical apparatus, but you're not sure what that's all about. Yeah, like the trapdoor. If
That's what it looks like. Jabba's palace.
Press a button. Nah, your acting's B grade at best. Okay, so let's see. I'll see if there's a bit more information I can. Yeah, there is more. So looming above you, ominous grey citadel hewn out from the mountaintop, a path leading to its winding and precipitous. You can see that on your map probably, and as it twists and turns up to the entrance. There's wind swirling around the towers, ravens clustering and cawing on its granite nooks. A crooked finger of lightning strikes a metal rod protruding from the topmost spire, and you can hear drifting across the battlements the sound of applause and cheering. The mountain path ends at a spiral staircase that climbs probably about 60 feet up to a balcony, again made of weathered grey stone. So you can see the battlements, machicalation and so on at the top of this tower. One thing you recognise is attached to one of the taller spires is a balloon that you recognise from hither. Instead of it being a balloon made of patched leather and so on, like the one that you rode in, this one is a storm cloud that has a sort of frame around it, somehow as if the cloud is contained within it. It's made of bulging rain clouds, tethered to a higher stone balcony, and the balloon, instead of having a basket, has a merchant stall with ropes and things dangling off it.
Yes, that's right.
Now, I guess I should mention also, and it might be worth just flipping maps for a moment. Let's see. This will give you a bit of an idea. Can you see the sort of silhouette, not silhouette, but side-on view of the keep?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't see anything.
Bottom left
No,
corner
neither.
of the map there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Take time also just to check your tokens to change not only your current hit points but your maximum as well. When there's a plus on your token, that means it thinks that you've got temporary hit points, probably because you've upped yourself to level 6 but not upped your maximum. Yeah, so there's an understage. You think, looking at these red lighted windows, probably 2 levels as well as a stage level.
We still have these. Which allies do we have with us here?
Yeah, so that's why partly I switched to this map because Gleam had said to you, she warned you that Endelyn won't be happy to see her again. So she could either just remain outside while you rescue her sibling, but she's keen to get stuck into things, and so she'd be keen to throng with the Briganox and come up from below. So if you need to meet up with her or catch up with Gleam at all, she'll be with the Briganox on their raid for when you call them.
And do we have to put on a show for Endelyn?
Well, that's what you've been. That's what the invite is. You were invited to come and perform.
What are we going to do about that, guys?
Well, I'm still hoping Mavis is going to show up. Maybe we can have.
Me too.
Are Selena and Amador with us?
No, so that was the other so
Okay.
Amador. I can't see. Oh, there's Amador. I've just put him back in the second time. But okay, so if Gleam goes with the Briganox, and I'll just move Gleam down to the bottom here. Amador is sort of a sworn protector of Gleam, and so he vows to stay. He wishes to stay with her, and so if we just assume that Squirt, Oilcan, and Selena, that would leave Noba, Celeste, Ungo, Slatney, Mavis, and who is this? Alagarthus.
Is that the elf?
Yeah, that's Alagarthus the elf. We don't need
So
him. He's
he
gone.
left. He went in the
He's
lake.
a goner, yes. So I'll assume that the rest of you are all with the party. We can always retcon that and assume that if Noba can't make it tonight, or any one of the others that are sort of just running a little late, we can either put them with the raiders from below. But that makes it a bit more convenient. We can, let's split the party by putting every NPC on a different area. Okay, so what do you want to do?
All right. Well, I guess we should talk a little bit about refining our plan, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think mainly the play is a distraction to allow us to get in there and find Endelyn, right?
Yeah. So is it that we have to put on the play to get the audience with Endelyn, or
We might
putting on the
need
play,
You may
or is putting on,
You may
or
do.
was putting on the play itself the audience?
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're not sure when we're going to see her, but if we see her, we may not need to continue the play. Is what I'm getting.
Yeah,
at.
but-
That's the ploy to find her.
But that would mean doing something with a whole crowd of people there.
Possibly.
Yeah, that worship her.
Possibly.
Apart from like if we
an
could,
opportunity.
yeah, because I mean we heard a crowd just shouting and stuff like that, so there must be a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people there. Whereas if we can get her alone, then it might be easier to do what we got to do.
I very much so agree with that. But what is it that we plan on doing when we get her alone?
That's when we get her alone, that's
I
probably
think
the
we
easy
kill her.
part. It's getting her alone. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
I
gotta
was,
put her
I was
play
thinking
on.
about killing her.
Yeah, well, I mean that's kind of the idea, isn't it? She's not a good person. Yeah, and we haven't got a good run with
so
hags, so
In general, we got to find this horn still, though, right? This unicorn horn. And didn't we have
yeah.
some reason to think she might know where it is? I think we saw some letters that might have implied that she has it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's right. I don't think I have my.
Find those letters in the last hag's office or something.
Yeah, Noba found them, I think.
Okay.
I think that's right. But yeah, so it sounds like A, put on play, B, get audience with Endelin and do something about her, and then C, find the horn and whatever else we can in her castle there.
Yeah, there it is. I found that. There was a letter from Lorna about Endelin. Okay. So she probably has the horn, which we need to rescue. What's her name? Zabilna?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it belongs to Eladon, I think, the horn.
Yeah, something like that.
The unicorn's husband.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess that might be the main objective, and it would be nice to kill Endelin, but if we need to question her about that horn or something, that's important too.
It's probably going to be one and the same, but yep, I guess.
Yeah. If we do kill her, we got to search the castle or question some other people. Like,
she might have it with her.
Yeah,
for all we know, but it sounds like it's pretty important, so she's not going to leave it.
And then there was also some omen. Was there an omen about Endelin's end or something?
Yeah. Oh, when the sun and the moon we have to make some sort of like eclipse, I think. So
Gleam is one half of an eclipse, and she says that her twin is somewhere within the castle.
Okay.
Endelin imprisoned her sister and kicked her and banished Gleam to try and keep them separate.
It's Glister, is it? I think we have to find
Gleam and Glister, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's another thing we've got to do: find Glister. So so probably the first part is to play and finding Glister, and once we can find Glister, then confronting Endelin.
Here's this prophecy from this goat. When the moon obstructs the sun, creeping Lyn will come undone. Play to her passion, stay on script. A cat, a horn, or a shadow ripped. The fool's scepter is the key. Do we know anything about a fool's scepter? I guess are Gleam and Glister acrobats? Are they jesters? What's the dealer? Do we know any fools? Okay.
A cat, a horn, and a shadow ripped. That's
no idea.
A shadow ripped sounds like Yuango.
Yeah, and the horn sounds like the unicorn horn.
Mavis can also rip off people's shadows now.
Can he?
Yeah. His level 6 thing is when somebody dies, he can capture their shadow.
Wow.
I think we need Mavis.
It's creepy. The cat. I wonder what the cat is. Have we seen any cats?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We'll just have to keep our eye out for these things in this castle, I guess.
Cat, horn, shadow ripped.
There's some kind of fool's scepter or horn or shadow ripped. Like...
The horn is probably the horn we're looking for.
Yeah, presumably.
Fool's
she
scepter.
does rip. It wasn't just my shadow though. She stole lots of people's shadows.
She did,
right?
didn't she? Yeah, because we saw other ones.
She's generally a shadow thief.
Didn't we see some other goblins that had their shadows taken or something?
Yeah.
Or some other. Yeah.
Oh, there was that displacer beast, but that was a long time ago. That's the only cat I can think of.
Oh, that is a cat.
Okay, I don't remember displacer beast.
What happened to that kitten? There was a displacer beast kitten.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't we have to find a kitten to like bring it back home?
Well, we did find it with those kids in Thither.
Yep.
But I don't remember what happened to the cat. Somebody has it.
The cat is with the kids in Great Oak, the living tree.
Okay, so we didn't we just found out where it is. We didn't actually rescue it.
Well, you rescued it. You just haven't taken it back home yet.
Well, and who has it? The kids. We gotta go find the kids again before we go home. All right.
We're doing the milk run through the realms.
We'll have a convenient reunion near the end.
Yes.
Right.
Same with the owlbear.
Yeah, we left the owlbear with them as well, didn't we? Yeah, because that was with them. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, who knows a play?
Well, I don't know if it's just the three of us putting it on. Oh, I don't know. I saw that Bugs Bunny cartoon with the three bears recently. um, yeah, I don't know.
Did Mavis say he's coming soon?
Well, assume Mavis is with you. That's okay.
All right. Should we ask Mavis for a play? Mavis, you know what he plays, buddy?
Yeah.
Because there's something about staying on script as well. So,
Gleam would tell you she's been there for a while when she was imprisoned. That Endelin loves her tragedies, and she has people come and perform tragedies.
tragedies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they get given a script and they can practice it. They can learn the lines and practice it.
Oh,
So
okay.
they'll
When you
give
get
us
there,
a play?
right?
They're
Okay,
gonna provide us with a play.
let's
I
do
was going to
that.
say, I guess we're doing Shakespeare.
Yeah.
One.
Could be.
All right. Well, I think we just roll up there and say,
I guess we
got some
head
tickets.
up there.
Got some tickets here. Let us put on a show.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I will leave the square. The red team. Let's see. All together there. I'll put Noba.
Man, we're missing all our social characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll come back and get the others as needed. I think this will work.
I guess if we have to talk somebody, you might want to hit them with that wheel, Celeste, on their insight check.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Okay. Can you see this resolving okay?
It's a bit blurry.
Yeah, but looks to me like I'm floating in the air.
Oh yeah, I'll move you over
Okay.
to the stairs. It'll take a little while for it to resolve, I think. Just coming. So oddly, all the windows within have they are lit, but with red lighting. There's plenty of ravens abound, and beneath you it's really hard to see the ground. It's a little misty, but not really thick, so it must be a long way down. And you can hear wind in the distance beneath you as well. It's a slight drizzle of rain.
Okay.
I still can't see anything. Everything's
all-
just
yeah,
blurry.
yeah, same here.
I'm just going to shift us back and forth because it might give it a bit of a kick. Oh, still blurry. All right. Well, while that happens, it's not that necessary. I can talk you through it. So you let's see.
It actually looks much better for me now.
Oh, okay. So spiral staircase. You walk up 60 feet, so it's probably about 200 or so that you actually walk, spiraling up around this tower that's slightly offset from the main castle. And you can go up, and there's probably some sort of bridge or something, a way to get back across higher up. And recessed into the inner wall of the balcony, you find yourself coming to the top of that area. There's double doors, 10 feet wide. There's battlements you can look out to the south, but to the north it's just solid rock of the keep going further up, and also to either side as well, on a bit of an angle.
Is there any knocker on the door or anything like that?
There is.
Okay.
I think we should knock.
Yeah.
It's got
stand off to the side.
Okay, it's got fancy scroll work along its edges, no visible handles or hinges or seams.
Handles, hinges, or seams, but it does have a knocker.
It doesn't have a knocker.
It doesn't.
No.
Okay.
Knock on it.
Oh yeah, I just knock with my big gauntlets.
Okay.
Donk, donk,
Yeah.
donk.
As soon as you touch it, the surface of the door, like in The Wizard of Oz, assumes a likeness of a skull-faced hag.
Something will jump back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it say anything or do anything?
And it seems to be looking at you as if it's got consciousness.
Something will just say, hey.
Okay.
I'm going to hold out my ticket.
When you do, the hag speaks and says, "All may step forward and pass through the black curtain at the end of the hall."
Oh, you will pass through it. I don't know, right?
Hello.
Hey, Mavis.
Yep. Oh, sorry, I'm late.
Hello.
It's okay, you made it in time.
Yeah.
Hey.
We're going to do a play.
Right in the south of the map. You've just gone.
Yep.
You've just gone up the stairs, spiraled up to the main entrance.
Yeah, any particular reason why I have wings?
No, probably from when you were flying last time. You can take that off.
Okay.
Same with the yellow dots.
Got it.
It's still looking really blurry in the player version for me. How's it looking for you guys?
A map
it's still blurry.
It's
still blurry
fine.
for me.
Tokens are all fine. Mavis, we just
It's kind of okay for me.
Right.
recapped our relevant information and plan before going inside. So there was a omen, right? When the moon obstructs the sun, creeping land will come undone. Plitter of passion, stay on script. A cat, a horn, or a shadow ripped, and the fool's scepter is the key. So we're trying to keep that stuff in mind.
Well, the fool and the key part, I'm pretty sure that was the idiot we rescued just recently. The one by the lake.
I don't remember anything about a scepter out there.
No.
So keep an eye out for a scepter of some kind. And then it says to stay on the script. So, maybe we'll do the play and see how it goes. I don't know what the cat or is. Look for a cat.
Horn and shit I ripped.
We think the horn's the unicorn horn, and there could be a shadow somewhere. This lady steals shadows. So we're going to try to look for Gleam's twin to make an eclipse. And we were looking for the unicorn horn. And
But the eclipse, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
We also have our own personal army, right? And our beacon and call.
Yes.
Yeah, we can blow the whistle to get them.
Yeah.
And I think we should do that either when we find Glister or if it looks like we're about to get into a fight.
There is one other important thing that we're forgetting about as well.
What's that?
We're going to look for a big lady.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
really Amador's quest, and he is with the other group. So. But we'll let him know if we see one.
I think that's the main quest.
So I've changed this down to a different version of the map. I'm glad I've got two of the identical castle. How's that looking?
That's the side version again. Oh yeah, okay, right.
Up in the center, though.
In the center.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
right in front of it.
this part here is here on this plateau.
Yeah. Yes, it's where the twisty pathway leads up to. It's actually
Right in front of that red door.
Here.
this one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
The,
right.
the red door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And somewhere underneath in the tunnels, we have our army skulking about.
That's right. A whole bunch of Koreds, a squad of them, a archer assassin, Selena, a knight, Amador, Squirt the oil can, an angry dwarf, and Gleam.
Who has the whistle?
I
Good question.
think
I don't
something had
remember
it
the rest.
also.
That's a good question. Actually, I think Slapney might have had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Slapney can hold on to it. Or do you want to ungo? Because you can remain hidden, and you're probably the one that'd be most likely, in a position to better
Yeah.
blow it.
Sure, I can take that.
Yeah.
And I think Ungo's going to see how long he can stay hidden. Like, if I need to come in and join the play, then of course I will. But for
Yeah.
now, I'm going to see if I can stay out of sight.
Okay.
I put my head up, and I kind of leaned up against the wall over here so they won't see me if they open the door, and I rolled a stealth.
Right. So
So the door's open.
Yes.
yeah, circling around for a bit to the script. Do we have any?
They're going to give us a script when we go in there. That's what apparently they give you one when you go in, and you have to learn it and then do the play.
And she likes tragedies.
Got it.
So you can now see the visage splits. Let's see. Yeah, and two doors open, swinging wide, revealing a decorated hallway. It's lit all along with these glowing red lights. And there's this discordant chamber music playing somewhere in the distance. You can see down a tunnel to a curtain along the tunnel beyond, and you can hear the wind and the rain and things still from outside.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna
shall we
go
go?
in.
Yeah, Slapney
Yeah.
will go first if you like.
Okay.
So what are they? Is that like? Are they like bars or something?
Oh no! So a short way into the passage, left and right, there's what you're actually walking
okay.
over is a bridge. So there's a
Okay.
crossway, but the way underneath, so the way left and right you'd need to drop down.
Okay. So as crossing over, just have a look. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see to your left are stairs descending, and it's pretty quickly turns back to the north again.
Uh-huh.
To the right, it opens where there's some sort of chamber, and then it goes beyond and then turns right.
How far down is that?
Probably about 15 feet.
Okay.
Not too much of a drop.
Keep going up to the black curtain.
Okay. You go to the curtain, and you can still hear more of this music, and every now and then there's a sort of smattering of applause.
All right. And once we're inside, like, Slapney will just whisper, "Ungo, are you in here?"
I'm just
Yeah,
peeking
two-
around
two-
the corner from the door.
Two
there.
taps for yes.
I can certainly tap the wall there.
All right. So Slapney will pull back the black curtain.
Okay. Pulls back the curtain. And let's see. I'll just move it. I've just switched views. Gonna get the views. Okay, so beyond the curtain, you can see two more lights, and there's stairs descending. But it descends into the outside open air. You can hear the rain smattering, and now that the curtain's no longer muffling anything, there's a bit of applause from time to time, and the chamber music sort of cranks up a little bit.
Okay. Slapney will just like push through the curtain and just stand here and like look around the corner.
Okay.
I am right behind you.
Can you see anyone down there at all? Yeah.
You can. So you go into into what is clearly the amphitheatre. And there's maybe 34 of these creatures. And they look like the same ones that you saw with the balloon, if you remember. There was a couple of shopkeepers in the balloon that made
Remember the shopkeepers?
Oh, yeah.
Made of a storm cloud.
The ones that were clearly violating health codes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And they are looking at what looks like some sort of performance going on in the on the raised stage. There's this lattice sort of iron grill above you, lets the rain in, and there's lots of mechanical like cranes and things. It looks like things move, like a moving stage type stuff. There's a platform beyond at the far end of the, where there's a bit of a barrier and some stairs going down, and what look like huge winches, maybe 50 feet, across. Sorry, 15 feet across.
Okay. And there's some people performing a play now, is there?
Yeah, so I haven't got them in there, but just up on that stage there, I'll put just 3 of these.
Oh, I can see some people up there. Some commoners or something.
Yeah.
No,
over here?
Yeah.
Yep.
And no sign of Enderland anywhere?
No, there are, but, like in the Muppets, there are the high class seats that are higher above all the people in the gallery here.
And is there anyone in the crowd that isn't those little guys? Like that's different, or is it just all?
No, they're not. It looks like it's all those same sort of little purple lavender faced elf things hunched over. They're quite small. There's goblins though. You see around the place.
Okay.
So a short open air amphitheatre carved into the slope of the mountain. Short cloaked figures sit on tiered stone benches facing the stage. Enclosing the stage are 10-foot high stone walls, above which you can see the stormy night sky. There's a team of masked goblins that seem to be preparing the stage for a play. So there's not a play currently going on. They're erecting different backdrops and things like that. And there's actors in costumes, and they're in a bit of a huddle, sort of reciting lines and talking to one another. This intricate overhead contraption above you is where the lighting is provided. So there's this soft lights shining down and lighting up the whole area. And then up amongst that contraption, sort of perched precariously are more of these masked goblins. You can hear sounds of chains clanking and gears turning, coming from somewhere under the mountain.
And is there anyone there who looks like a worker or a
Look like all the goblins are staff.
Okay. And what about anyone like Okay, there's all right.
So I think we have two options here. I think we can get our script and start rehearsing it, or we can watch what happens to these guys when they do their play.
Why not
Yeah.
both?
And see if this contraption does something.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for the DM.
Mm.
From where Ungo is standing, are there any other entrances to this building that are visible besides this door? Like any windows or balconies or other doors?
There's, from where you are, directly across, probably 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet away, there's a similar tower, but it just doesn't have stairways going up to it. And it's got...
You mean like sideways along the
the
wall?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see on this other picture. That doesn't look like it'd be easy to get to. Like there's no obvious climbing. Obvious climbing path from here to there.
Not apart from climbing the wall of the pinnacle.
And then, how far did you say it was?
Maybe about 50 feet away.
Okay, I might be able to deal with that with a rope or something if I needed to.
If Eleanor gets here, she'll be able to get you there. No worries.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, Eleanor can fly now. She's just cast fly.
Yeah. Or she could carry you with that broom though. She could take you with her.
Got a broom. She can fly. We can really move around with Eleanor here.
Well, okay. Maybe for now, I like Celeste's idea. We'll just like hang here and just watch.
Okay.
And see what happens to these guys.
All right. Let's see.
Wish I had a grappling hook.
Maybe better that you don't.
Probably.
That's a long way
down. Sounds
like
it would be better if you did. Yeah.
it's a long way down, just in case.
That'd be exciting.
Okay, can you roll a d8 for me, Celeste? How'd you go?
Oh.
Okay. You can, looking at the play that's being practiced, and seeing, you can read from a distance on one of the papers that they keep referring to. This play that they're practicing seems to be about a Lish king who cannot decide which of his 3 living sons should rule his kingdom, and so he throws a party during which all of his sons are grafted into a single flesh golem.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
And the 3 actors who are to be playing the sons, I guess, they're sort of struggling with how to reflect this in theatrically.
Okay. Yeah, nice. All right. Having a look around, can we see anywhere where someone might be giving out scripts or something, or collecting tickets or anything like that?
Let's have a look.
Maybe if we walk in, they'll be like, "Who are you?"
Yeah,
we'll be like,
maybe that's...
Give us a script.
Just be overt about the whole thing and act like we're meant to be there.
I think we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have tickets.
More like invitations.
Yeah.
All right.
Which actually,
yeah, okay.
The whole goat prophecy. how married are we to it?
Well, I think the idea was to hopefully pull off a play well enough to be able to get a private audience with Enderlin, and then we can do what we're going to do.
Yeah, and we're trying to find the other twin so we can do the eclipse with the goat prophecy.
The two main things are defeat Endelin and find the unicorn horn. And if the prophecy helps us do that, then great. But I don't really care about it per se.
Yeah, that's right. Just using it to our advantage, really.
Yeah. If we don't need it, we don't need it. But let's try and do it as long as it seems like it might be helpful.
Stay to the script.
Yeah. Stay to the script. We don't have a script, and if you just say this script that we get here, do we write a script?
No, they're going to give us one. Is what they. But I'm saying, this is our script. This is our script.
If you've got one ready, Mavis, go ahead.
I mean, we have pretty ready to go scripts. We call in our armies, storm the castle, kill everything inside. Sounds like a typical classical end to a nice good adventure.
Real tragedy.
Yeah.
Can't help thinking there might be a better way.
I know, although all that goat talk, the part where
here comes somebody.
Gwendolyn dies is the most important to me. The rest, I think, is just a means to an end.
Yeah, agreed.
One of the goblins, a worker, all the goblins have been workers. He's got a mask on, but other than that, he's wearing what looks like an odd jester's costume. He has a clownish scepter, and he approaches you and says, "What are you doing here?"
Oh my goodness, this creature dares speak to me.
Stand back and let Mavis go to the front.
Okay, all right.
I am the great Andolino, the greatest performer in all of this land. I have the personal invitation from the surveyor of this castle to perform, to grace this filthy halls with my art.
His eyes arch and he seems, he looks impressed. He's maybe used to, seeing, commanding actors, prima donnas come through from time to time. And let's see. He says, "Oh, you're here to perform. Well, very good,
so
very good.
You can now stop gawking and lead me to my trailer."
Yes, come with me." and he turns and he says, "To impress the dame of unhappy endings, you must perform a tragedy, something gruesome. Here, follow me." And he keeps talking as he goes and just turns, assuming that everyone's following him. And he just talks like over his shoulder to you and gesturing with two hands quite theatrically. "Something gruesome, depressing, darkly humorous. I have just the play." And he sort of, he does, let's see. He leads you on down the stair. He goes down to the bottom of the stairs.
Follow him, do we?
And turns to watch you go. Ungo, you've lost sight of them. You can hear them sort of vanishing.
Yeah, so I try to kind of keep them in sight if I can.
Okay. Just do a second stealth for me at this point.
Only 15, but they should still be getting disadvantage on their perception checks. So when I look out that window, does that look like it's just like a bridge going right down into the courtyard? Not the window, the tunnel.
Whereabouts? To the south of you?
Where they're going, like they're just walking out on a bridge. There's no cover or
yeah. No, it's not a bridge. It's a stairs going down between the.
Well, yeah.
Just like at a
all right.
at a sports auditorium where there's stadium where there's stairs every so often, but then huge stairs that are really just somewhere to sit.
All right. Well, it looks like he should probably just go with him from here. I don't want to get too separated, so he'll kind of scurry out behind Mavis like he was there all along.
Okay. Okay. And he says, he looks across at the three, sort of struggling with their play, and just shakes his head dismally and says, "Terrible, don't you think?" And looks back.
I don't bother myself with these amateurs.
Okay.
Slap him and say, "Oh, that don't look so bad."
All right. Let's see. So as he walks across the, he seems to pull out this hefty script from somewhere. You're pretty convinced that it came invisibly to his hand. Not pulled out of a pouch or a pocket or whatever. And he said, "Normally, you'd have hours to prepare, but alas, time is of the essence. We may even seen the mistress come. She sometimes come to watch those invited. You won't have time to memorise all these thousands and thousands of lines, so we'll just improvise." And he sort of tossed the script over his shoulder. And as he tosses it goes about 1 metre or so, and then just vanishes. You don't know where it went. He says, "Worry not, though. I'll feed you lines from the wings if you get stuck." And it's at this point that he says, "Right, well, we'll need to assign you roles." And he starts to thinking to himself, "And I'll let you guys determine your destiny with a D8 roll. We'll just do it one at a time. So let's go along the line in the roll 20. So it'll be Ungo, then Mavis. So Ungo, you tell me first. What did you get?"
5.
5. Okay, points at you. He says, "Well, you're to be a nervous apothecary."
What?
I'll put it in the chat. Ungo. Oh, where are we? Oh, is it Ungo? Yeah. Nervous. Okay. Mavis.
There he goes.
He
Number
says,
4.
He says, "I'll have to find a difficult one for you. Challenging. You'll be a mean-spirited servant."
Mean-spirited servant.
Yes.
You sure you're going to be able to do that, Mavis?
It's okay. I'm getting in the zone. Do not interrupt the process.
Okay. Celeste.
6.
6. You are to be, madam, a cowardly noble.
I think I can do that.
Okay. And lastly,
I got a 6 as well.
okay, what we'll do is we'll get. I won't do re-rolls, so just roll it through. You, my friend, will be playing the drunken satyr. Who's that now? Am I missing this in the chat? Oh no, we're not.
Drunken Santa. Sounds like a tavern.
There we go. Okay, so once he leads you, once you've got your things, he says, "Here, follow me. I'll take you to the prop room." And okay. And he says, "Follow me." And he starts heading off to a door off to the side.
Follow him down there.
Okay. And you see a few more of these creepy-looking characters start to sort of filter in, and take their. There's probably about 20 or so of them in the crowd by the time you head through. He says, "Come along, come along." He says, "Avoid the lift here. There's a lever on the wall."
Avoid it. Okay. Step around it.
That's the way, yes. And he gingerly steps away from it as well. Come, and he moves along. And let's see. I'll just make sure I'm. Yep. Well, what I'll do is I'll put this into Explorer mode so it shows where you've been as well. Okay.
How high above us is the entrance tunnel, or is that? So that was a bridge, right? So
15 feet.
Okay, so theoretically, you could like climb up there and.
Yeah, it might be possible to just do if you're good enough with jumping, you could jump and grab it with your hands outstretched. Grab the ledge.
A wall run.
Okay, he pulls the curtain aside and says, "Here, enter. This is the prop room." And there's another passage going down to another curtain and another curtain off to one side where you can hear lots of sort of chitter-chatter of some sort. Just a din, like a lounge or a lobby. But within this room, however, it's a thespian's dream come true. The room is choked with a variety of props and costumes. There seems to be no order to the place. There's chests full of powdered wigs. Some of them crawling with spiders, although harmless. There's a parasol and many other oddities. What are you going to look for?
I'm going to look for some noble clothing.
Maybe it's not gonna bother. He will use his armor to make it change form to appear like changing the clothing of a majordomo is the pronunciation, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Slapme's going to get some stuff to tie his ears back to look like horns.
Yes.
And look for some like hoof boots.
Okay.
And like as he's dressing up, he's going to say, "Noba's never ever going to forgive me if she ever sees me."
Okay.
Cultural appropriation.
Cultural. Exactly right. Yeah.
You find like, what you see people in, with lights or Mickey Mouse ears, but they're fake satyr horns, but parodies of them. They're just oversized, like Tim Curry in Legend, massive. And you also find some high heels that are super high, and almost so that your heel would poke out the back like a hooved animal. It's actually not too. Your feet are probably a bit like that anyway.
Yeah, digitigrade.
Yep, but the high heels, you can then, there's this sort of leather sleeve that wraps around it to look like a giant hoof.
Toes, yeah.
Yep.
And some fur pants. Oh no, actually he's got fur pants already.
Okay.
A flesh jacket.
Yes. All right. So Ungo's got Slapney's dressed up as a satyr. What about you, Celeste?
I'm going to dig through looking for like the fanciest clothes that I can find.
Okay. And what do you want it to look like? Because it's all here.
Just like very like clean and proper and like lots of gold.
Okay. You find one that's like
And then she's going.
you find one that's like
Oh, you go ahead.
one of those enormous hourglass, way over the top gowns with the frame that goes out like a bell dress, covered in sequins and gems and whatnot, all fake, of course. Or there's also, they range from that, and there's a few of them in different colours and styles. But there's also the ones that are much more, I don't know, either elegant or slinky, or as in just a fitted dress type thing, like a I don't know, anything you can imagine. So you can pretty much decide what you want to be looking for, and it's there.
I'm going to go for the more slinky looking one because it'll probably be easier to move in.
Yeah.
Versus the big bell dress.
Yeah, something practical that you can just
Yeah,
in case.
and then
Yeah, go for it.
I'm also going to be looking around and picking up things, going, no, not this, not this, not.
Tossing my
And
shoulder.
being like, I think I need a scepter that's good enough for a noble, and then I'm going to look over towards the goblin and be like, oh, it's perfect, and put my hand out for the scepter that's in his hand.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Let's have a look.
While that's going on,
Okay,
Ungo finds like a plague doctor costume.
A plague doctor costume, awesome. Yeah, so you've got the full goggles and crow beak.
Yeah.
Lucky there's no Kenku in the party to. Okay, so the lightning rod. Can you roll a persuasion for me, Celeste? You can have advantage just because he's also motivated for you to be well decked out.
13.
Okay, I'll just roll his reluctance roll. Okay, he got a 13 too. Let's try again.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Do you want me to roll again?
Yeah, you roll again too. I got a 10 this time.
I also got a 10.
But it's with advantage. You get a second roll.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. So he looks at you and says, "Okay, but I'll need that back. I don't want to go missing or anything." But he reluctantly hands you his scepter.
Nice.
Okay. And who do we? So Ungo, you got the plague doctor, Mavis, Major Domo outfit. Yeah. So the yep.
And I'd figured that there would be a disguise kit somewhere around.
Well, there's powders and makeup and so on.
Yeah.
So room for disguise kit.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
this
whole
is
room
proficient in disguise kit.
Effectively,
I'd like
a
to help
disguise.
everyone a little bit.
Okay.
Like small touches.
All right. So everyone goes
Nice.
making faces in front of the mirrors and sticking their tongue out and getting ready. And let's see. Okay. So he says, find whatever you can make of this mess. I'll give you 20 minutes to don your costumes, select your props, and this is what you've been doing over this 20 minutes. And I'll be back shortly. And you've just found all your props and got your gear on. And he sort of sticks his head through the curtain and he says, the play begins in 10 minutes.
Okay. We've got 10 minutes to write a play. Let's go. What do you got?
Well, can you, Mavis, with your disguise, can you maybe help us to hide our weapons so we can have them with us and ready to go as some sort of props?
Sure. Sounds like something I should be able to do.
got everything under my costume.
Yeah.
It's like a big black robe that's way too big for Ungo.
I have like maybe some instruments for a satyr, but they'll actually be my
Ooh.
swords. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll grab a nice big heavy beer glass or beer mug or something like that as well.
There you
I mean,
go.
I don't see a reason why a satyr should have his swords with him, especially a drunk one. So let's think of a scene that makes sense. So there's a drunk satyr, a craven noble, a mean-spirited servant, and what was Ango? Nervous apothecary.
I've heard this joke.
Yeah.
Well, I could. So Slap Me the drunk satyr could be hungover and going to the apothecary to find some sort of remedy for a hangover.
And he makes a ruckus.
Yep.
Yeah. The noble is there for something, but just afraid to approach because of all the scene
So
happening.
What's the noble? What's the thing about the noble? It's a
Craven.
I'm cowardly.
cowardly.
Noble and a mean-spirited servant. I assume it's
Yeah.
the noble's servant.
Yeah. This is seven.
Yeah, there we
nobles.
go.
He'll be very reluctant to do his job, but will try to get the drunkard away. But there has to be a tragedy in there. So,
I guess that drunkard could murder the noble.
Yep.
Terrible.
Well, tragedy is that. No, yeah, got nothing to
Or
drink.
the other way around, the servant could kill the kind drunk. He's so
Yeah,
weird.
turns out he was actually just a really nice guy.
No, okay. Here's this, right? Here's the tragedy. So the noble and the servant are there, and the servant is secretly trying to get some poison to give to the noble.
Uh-huh.
The satyr's there to get a cure for a hangover, and they accidentally get swapped over, and the satyr ends up getting poisoned and dying.
There we go.
And the noble's cured of her hangover.
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I know my, if I believe it's pronounced Shakespeare, everyone should die.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's a
the,
good point.
the noble will get mad and be like, "You were gonna poison me,"
Okay.
and then try to fight the servant, and then they'll both die.
And servant will try to put the blame on the apothecary, who will
Yeah.
get arrested.
Yeah. Or the apothecary, because they're so nervous, they were shaking when they made it, and they just put poison in all of it and kills everybody.
Oh, there we go. Including their own drink.
Yeah, that's right. He goes, licks his fingers afterwards or something.
Yeah, I think the stupid death should be on servant, because he's the mean-spirited one. He should die because of karma.
Okay.
Yeah, so apothecary makes a mistake. Because of the mistake, the drunk dies. Craven noble gets scared of it and gets scared, so has the apothecary arrested and then to be executed. The servant tries to use this situation to get also the noble poisoned, but ends up poisoning himself.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that. We'll see what happens. He's going to give us lines.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so 10 minutes later, he says, he pokes his head around the corner and says, "You're on." And then
All right.
gestures for you to follow him.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Did he go out this
Why am I so
curtain to the
nervous?
north? He go out here.
It's not like, should we have our break now before we do this? Or
He says, "You're on." No, and he says, "Okay, so come with me. Come on, you follow me." Like, yeah. So
Alright.
we'll have a break before we go. It's 9:30.
oh,
So,
sorry, I was only joking.
yeah, that's actually not too bad. He keeps looking over his shoulder and says, "Not to worry."
Click clock, click
He
clock,
says,
click
"You're
clock.
very lucky."
Very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
He
Why are we
said,
so lucky?
and he's looking at the script, and he says, "Here, I'll give you your first line. Just you'll need to find a way to seamlessly introduce this into your play.
Okay. Difficulty setting went up.
Okay. Let's see. Ungo,
Yeah.
your line, I'm going to put this into the chat, is you don't have to say this like this. He's not telling you all of your lines. He's just giving you a few helpers.
Uh-huh.
And I'll put that in there. I'm not going to say it out loud because he sort of gives you it on a little slip of paper, like a palm card. Mavis, he gives you one as well. Who's next? Celeste. And
How do you say that?
and Ungo. Otu. Just you go with Otu.
Is this last one slap knees?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And so you've got a bit of time to compare notes. And he says, "I'll be in the wings, and I'll pass you your other lines as you use your first ones, but you need to sort of keep them moving so that we can work our way through the lines. It's good if people don't be wallflowers. If you spend too long on stage without saying anything, then Endelyn will not be pleased. And we're very lucky today because she rarely comes to these sorts of performances, but she's been popping in and out, and we expect that she might be observing your first practice performance."
Okay. So again, the order is Ango, Mavis, Celeste, Slapney.
I'm going to Mavis.
For the line?
Yeah. As the 4 characters are in Roll20.
Okay.
Okay. It's just gone 9:30, so we're an hour and a half in. Let's see. Where is he? Stage fright sort of ushers you on.
Is his name Stage Fright, did you say?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He says, "Come." And then he goes down to these little stairs down down the bottom here, leading up to the main stage.
What happened to the last people that were on here?
Oh, they've gone back to their chambers.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see there's these 2 goblins attending to these cranes, but otherwise you then go up onto your play, and this is the area that you've got. Yeah. And he'll be down the bottom, sort of peeking over the battlements, and far above you. Let's see. I'll just pan out a little. Yeah. So the area.
Where's the stage?
See over here where there's this wall.
Yeah.
So the wall, you're sort of behind that wall, looking out across the stage.
Okay, and then this big circle is the stage. In the center here.
No, I think the big brown thing,
This
the cranes.
that looks like it's down the stairs. That's like some other.
I mean, this is the amphitheater, right? Usually the seats are around the stage.
Yep.
So
you're right. Let's put you guys out in the middle here, and we'll put stage fright down behind the wall behind you.
there's some kind of backstage area over here.
Yeah, or loading.
For loading, or
I'm much
figuring
more
out props
comfortable
or
where we
something.
are.
Okay, so Mavis is a menservant to Celeste, so he'll be next to her.
There's no scenery, right?
No, there's no scenery. No.
Right.
He's out of mind. Let's go.
And yeah, so it's 9:30, so let's catch up in 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Got
Enough time to grab a coffee or whatnot.
Mhm.
Okay.
Very good.
Sounds good.
All right.
Talk soon.
Back shortly. Nights in white satin, lifelong fairy friend. Seek outside Vilna, a queen to defend. Hourglass coven, 3 to abhor. You will need allies. Answer valor's call, look above you. Yes, above you.